GCMMA boys coming to you this week with our Prates versus Magny breakdown. Boys, we just got a couple of things to go over. We didn't get a chance to do a recap. First and foremost, guys, I had a 7-leg parlay that was going to hit on that card. But the fucking Sal D'Amato Canadian influence, whatever the hell you want to call it, gave Surrey City the Garrett Armfield fight.
Oh my god.
He was the last leg in a 7-leg. Not the last leg. He was the only leg that didn't hit. Plus 1900. Guys, 3 takedowns, 2 submission attempts, outlanded, 3 minutes of control time or something. It's like, guys, what I've realized now is it's kind of like you've got to just look at these cards and think which fight, if it goes to decision, is going to go rogue. Because this is the same exact thing as William Gomez versus Joanderson Brito. It's like there's no logical reason that Surrey City should have won that fight. His nose was busted up, his eye was a little bit swollen, he got laid on for 3 minutes, almost got submitted twice, got outlanded. Sal D'Amato scores the contest. It's like, come on guys, this shit is so bullshit every time. But with that being said, guys, 4 finishes on the card. I'm not gonna act like we had the best record on that card at all, but we were the only people that I saw who were trying to say that Dustin Stoltzfus was gonna kick the power bar's ass. And what did he do? He chinned him like
I've
nobody's
been fading
business,
that guy for fucking ever, boys, on this channel. I haven't picked that guy a single time on this channel, and that is exactly why I haven't.
The power bar.
The power bar sucks. He needs a fucking charger or some shit. But like about the Garrett Armfield City fight, it's every fucking week with this on the UFC, boys. It's corrupt. You just like, it's hard to even justify to tell somebody to spend money betting on this. Like, it's really just whatever you put your money on is just a coin flip. It doesn't even matter. Once it goes to decision, you don't know what the hell is going to go down. So just bet on people who you know are going to get the knockout at this point.
It's like he didn't just lose a split decision. It shouldn't have been a split decision to begin with.
Exactly.
Garrett Armfield should have won that. But guys, enough about that. You know, you don't want to be too sour about your losses. Alexander Romanov got cut. He was ranked and literally beat a ranked fighter and got cut.
Because he was fat as hell.
I fuck with that, guys. The UFC's no nonsense. So we didn't watch the last card together. That's why there wasn't a recap. I text him. I'm watching this. He's at work. I text him and say, Alexander Romanov is fat as fuck. He tells me he read that and he's laughing. He watches the card and goes, I didn't realize he was that fucking fat.
Guys, the UFC, that was actually a good thing they did. They saw that he came in fat as fuck, and they used him as a statement. You're not stepping into the biggest MMA promotion in the world looking that fucking fat. Are you kidding me? The White Kong. Are you kidding me with that? Like, that is so ridiculous. You're in the best promotion in the world, and you're showing up the Ultimate Fighting Championship, where we have fat ass dudes from Moldova throwing hands. Why? I don't really know, but this guy's fucking ranked. I don't know how he made heavyweight, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, guys, I mean, we saw like a bunch of people getting cut over the last week. Charlampas Gorgoriu.
Good riddance.
Mateusz Nicolau. Good. The UFC's doing some end of the year cleaning. We need to bring some of these new guys on. Dana White is signing some actual talent from the Contender Series. We need to make room with these guys who don't make the cut any longer on the UFC roster.
But first fight of this card, boys, we got Tresean Gore versus Antonio Tricoli. Oh, dude, Tricoli really sucks. Bad. I know he made his debut against Char Bullet on short notice, but I just can't even trust this guy. But I don't know if I could say the same about Tresean Gore.
Yeah, guys, I mean, this is one of those fights where I'm just going to have to take a limb and pick Antonio Tricoli because he made it 3 rounds with Char Bullet. Armin Petrosian barely made it too. I think if you give Antonio Tricoli a full training camp, I'm not saying he's the greatest fighter in the world, but Tresean Gore is so fucking. What is he? 4-3?
He's 4-2 and got knocked out by Cody Brundage. So
yeah, guys, give me Antonio Tricoli. Yeah. I think he can keep this fight on the feet, and I definitely can. I could just see him winning this, guys. I mean, you can't put too much thought into a fight like this. It's pretty random.
Yeah.
But Tresean Gore hasn't fought in a while. I feel like these guys are pretty even. And Tresean Gore has gone rogue more than one time, and Antonio Tricoli has only gone rogue once, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not betting on this. I wouldn't advise anyone to bet on this, but I'm picking Tricoli. I'd say he has a 51% chance to fucking win the fight. But moving on, we've got some guy making his debut off the Contender Series, Cortavius Romeus versus Gaston Bolanos. When I first saw this fight announced, when I saw Gaston Bolanos was fighting, I knew just fade him off rip.
This shitty Ilya Topuria.
Yes. The half-baked Ilya Topuria. Like, this guy fucking sucks. And Cortavius isn't even bad. Like, he was running shit on the Contender Series.
Guys, I just can't fuck with a fighter like Gaston Bolanos. If you're the type of guy that's getting your ass whooped and you're laughing about it and then literally getting TKO'd. Marcus McGee was piecing him up, throwing spitting shit. Gaston's bouncing his ass off the fence and going like this, shaking his head like he's not getting his ass absolutely whooped. And he just loses, guys. It's
knocked
like,
out.
Gaston Bolanos, like he told me the other day, I can't see fading Gaston Bolanos at any better odds than minus 170. Yeah. So we're going to have to take this shit and fucking run with it.
Yeah, and definitely betting on this one, boys. Give me minus 175 over Bolanos is fucking free. Cortavius is actually, he put on a dominant performance. Sure, he didn't get the finish over fucking Michael Imperato or whatever that guy's name was. But he did put on a dominant performance, and I think he can do the same against Gaston here. But moving on, we've got Cody Stamann versus Damon Blackshear.
Damon Blackshear, boys, are you fucking kidding me?
I know he fucking got knocked out by Montel Jackson,
but Cody Stamann lost a unanimous decision to Taylor Lapilus,
and that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Guys, we went out on a limb and tried to give Cody Stamann the benefit of the doubt and pick him on this fucking channel. And we learned our lesson, guys. I mean, he's what, 37 now? What's his... Yeah, let's see what his record is. Okay, you've lost 3 out of your last 5. No thanks.
Yeah, no.
Douglas De Silva D'Andrade, guys, hammer. And I mean hammer Damon Blackshear. I know he got knocked out in his last fight. He's also lost 3 out of his last 5.
But yeah,
one of those was Mario Batista on a weak notice, which, I mean, you can't really knock too much. I could definitely see him getting the submission in this fight.
Cody Stamann is no Montel Jackson, I'll tell you that right fucking now. That knockout, Cody Stamann is not pulling that off against Damon Blackshear. Damon Blackshear is going to be going in this fight with something to prove. He just got an embarrassing fucking knockout loss. He's coming in here with a vengeance, trying to make sure he goes back on the right track here and it doesn't get cut, because the UFC doesn't give a fuck right now. They're cutting everybody. Everybody who sucks is on the chopping block.
Cutting Stamann is definitely on the chopping block, boys.
And yeah, let's go Damon Blackshear. And speaking of people on the chopping block, we got Matthew Semmelsberger versus Charles Radke. Holy fuck.
Guys, Semi the Jedi is seriously 1 knockout loss away from getting sent to fucking PFL. Give me Charles Radke by KO in this fight, boys.
100%.
Guys, hold on a second. Take a fucking look at this. You're losing 4 out of your last 5 versus winning 4 out of your last 5. When Semi the
What are the odds for this?
When Semi the Jedi...
Minus 170?
When Semi the Jedi lost to Preston the Pressure Parsons, I knew he was cooked, boys. Chuck Buff Oh my God! In his last 5 fights, he's lost to Carlos Prates.
Who's one of the most 5 people in the whole division.
Guys, give me Chuck Buff in this fucking fight, guys. I mean, Matthew Simmelsberger is just he's shit in a can, guys. Like, I've picked this guy too many times thinking, oh, his nickname is kind of cool. He's like the Jedi of the UFC or some shit.
No, he's not,
guys. He's not.
He's the negative IQ guy of the fucking UFC. Dude, this card is kind of fucked. Up next, we got another guy debuting from the Contender Series. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dusko.
Give me Abdul Malik, boys. Duderick.
Sucks.
Yeah, he's pretty shit, guys. Like, he's... Oh my God. Hold up, bro. Okay, lost to Greg Rodriguez, not that bad. Lost to Chidi Njokwani. Lost to Christian Dungan. He KO'd Jordan Wright, guys.
And, oh, don't forget, he also KO'd Maki Pitolo. Bro, fuck like this guy.
Abdir Mazak, or whatever the fuck.
He ran the shit against Wes Schultz, the party time guy.
Guys, he's got momentum on his side, and this Duderick guy. He's been in the UFC. He's had his shot. And he's lost. I get CLD, Greg Rodriguez. These are good guys, but I can't trust this guy to be able to take Abdul's O in this fight, guys.
Yeah, the UFC made this fight so Abdul would win. Like, they're setting him up and trying to make him do big things in the UFC. And this is his first test, and I think he's going to pass it with flying colors.
Flying colors. He might get extra credit on that bitch.
Yeah, moving on. We got it, bro. Like, the odds are really good on this fight. There's a lot of potential on this card, boys. We got Nicholas Dalby going up against Elizu Zaleski.
Dos Santos.
And I'm fading his ass again.
Yeah. Guys, here's the one thing, and I hope you guys can understand this. There's a lot of these fighters on GCMMA that we've shit on a couple times. But sometimes we come around to these guys and we grow warmer based on them earning our respect.
Yeah, their performance.
Nicholas Dalby is one of those guys that you just can't really count out any longer. Like, he might be old, but he's Danish and he's fucking good, guys. Like, Aleski Dos Santos, he's not the worst fighter in the world. He had a close fight with Randy Brown, but it's like, Nicholas Dalby, I feel like he's got a good gas tank. He's pretty explosive. He's got good striking. You know, he's got everything really going for him. And, you know, I just can't really see Aleski Dos Santos taking him down and holding him there. And I could see Nicholas Dalby winning this by decision.
Yeah, Nicholas Dalby put on a stellar performance against Renat, but now we could say, like, how good is Renat Fakhretdinov?
He's
like,
shit,
he should have lost
He's
that
so
fucking
shitty.
fight in Abu Dhabi. That was bullshit. He should have lost that. But
you submit Kevin Lee and think you're like Habib Nurmagomedov or some
but
shit, but
really suck.
You're getting a robbery against Carlos Leal, and you're smiling about it with your stupid fucking beard.
Fuck him, bro. Nicholas Dalby, I think he has the skills and the fucking technical striking to win this fight, boys. And he's good everywhere, on the feet, on the ground. Give me Dalby, and near even odds. Like, this is beautiful. He should honestly be the favorite in my opinion. But moving on, we've got Gerald Meerschaert. Technically the second fight of the main card. There's a women's fight to open up the main card, but we're not even going to go there. So we're just going to go to Gerald Meerschaert versus Renier de Ritter, the Dutch Knight, making his debut off fucking from one championship or whatever.
Guys, I know a lot of people might be on the hype of the Dutch guy.
The Dutch Knight.
Guys, Gerald Meerschaert is no easy win. He's no pushover in the UFC. Like, if you can survive against Edmund Shabazian, you can survive off a guy who's not fought in the UFC before. I've picked Gerald Meerschaert before. I've picked against him before. He's won every time I've picked against him or picked him. And it's just like, guys, if he can weather the storm for this guy, I get it. These guys in other promotions, you know, they're fighting 3 rounds, they're fighting 5 rounds. It's different when you're fighting 3 rounds in the UFC or you're fighting 5 rounds in the UFC because you're fighting such better competition. Your energy is getting affected differently. And if Gerald Mearshart can weather the early storm from this guy, I could definitely see him submitting this motherfucker like in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, Gerald Mearshart, time and time again, has proven he's a tough motherfucker. Like
that GM3.
It's gonna take a lot to get him out of there, and I'm gonna take his experience in the UFC over this guy making his debut. To be honest, like I feel like he can get this guy to the ground and hold him there for a good amount of the fight and probably win a decision based off that. But if this guy comes in here and knocks him out, like I will fuck with that. Like
Yeah,
we need to see shit like that. Other people from other promotions coming in here and making a statement that drives competition in the whole space, and that's better for the sport overall.
Facts.
But moving on, we've got Ricky Turcios versus Bernardo Sapaj. What the hell?
I can't pick Ricky Turcios again, bro, but
Also
I have a
can't
very
pick this
difficult time picking Bernardo Sapaj. Give me Ricky Turcios, to be completely honest, guys. I think Bernardo Sapaj, he does not going to have the ground game to survive with Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios, you know, he lost, but he had a decent performance against Raul Rojas Jr., like surviving on the ground as long as he did. I think Bernardo Sapaj, like, he's pretty young. He's not going to have the level of experience, and I definitely think, especially when you look at his fight with Vinicius Oliveira, he didn't really show that his strong suit was on the ground. So definitely give me Ricky Turcios in this fight, guys.
Yeah, I would take Ricky Turcios as well. Like, basically, we just saw Bernardo Sapaj come into the UFC and get knocked out by fucking Vinicius Oliveira. So, like, there's not really much you can really bet on him in a way.
But it's like in 3 rounds, you didn't really see him do anything in the ground or anything.
Like,
so.
anything remarkable. So, just give me the I'll pick the safer bet, in my opinion, is Ricky Turcios. Moving on, we've got onto the co-main. We've got Cody Garbrandt versus Miles Johns.
Boys, you know, I just want to say, guys, like, it's kind of sad when you see Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. These guys are like the biggest beef in the UFC at one point, fighting for championships and shit. Now Cody Garbrandt, he's getting UFC 300. He's low-key winning the fight, gets submitted. Now he's fighting unranked competition in the same division he was once champion. It's like, that's the shittiest part about MMA, guys. Like, it's not very often that these champions go rogue like this, but you just kind of got to feel bad for Cody Garbrandt. It's like, he's no less of a man than he was when he was champion. It's just like something in his mind can't click like it did whenever he was the champion. And it's like, I really hope, you know what? Fuck hoping. I'm picking Cody Garbrandt to knock out Miles Johns in this fight. Like, Miles Johns is as bad as Cody Garbrandt has done recently. I do think that this is still a pretty ridiculous step up in competition for someone like Miles Johns. You're fighting a former world champion who's got some of the fastest hands, best boxing. I could definitely see him taking Miles Johns out of there.
Yeah, boys, like, betting on...
Don't bet on this, but I'm saying I'm picking Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, betting on Cody Garbrandt at this point is just literally like you're just saying fuck it, and you don't care if your shit wins or loses. You're just hoping for for him to pull through, because like it's hard to pick this motherfucker, but it's also hard to pick against him because like he can always find a knockout out of nowhere in the fight. Like he's raw.
Yeah.
Like I definitely do like Cody Garbrandt. That's why I'm picking him to win this, but I definitely can see a world where he doesn't and loses to fucking Miles Johns, and that's pretty much the end of his career.
Yeah, guys, if he loses, I don't want to see his fucking mug again on any UFC cards, guys. It just can't be on that again. Like, this is do or die for Cody Garbrandt. I think he's like, what, 33, 34? He still has some time and can make a career out of himself in the bottom of the division if he really wants to. He's got to fucking do it here, but... Main event, guys, Carlos Prates versus Neil Magny. I mean, close your eyes for a second, count to 3. Who do you think we're going with? It's like, how the fuck do you pick Neil Magny in this situation? Yeah, he's beaten Mike Mallet. It's like, guys, come on. If you're losing to Michael Morales, you're definitely losing to Carlos Prates, because as good as Michael Morales is, Carlos Prates would whoop his ass. Like,
and that fight was for real not too long ago, and he did take a lot of damage.
he got spinning elbowed in the fucking head.
He
and
took
a
a
follow-up.
He took a fuck ton of damage in that, and now he's fighting against one of the most powerful guys in the whole division. Like, what the hell? If you actually sit down and think about it, this year and main events, this might be one of the biggest mismatches
Of the entire year, guys.
And in main event wise, like, if you're picking Neil Magny, you are a degenerate, and you need to look in the mirror right now and just admit it, that you're a degenerate gambling addict. Like, there's no way you can sit here and justify me that Neil Magny is going to be the right pick here. Oh, well, we able to get him. No.
He's eating a knee on the way in, guys.
And getting knocked the fuck out.
I don't even want to talk. Guys, it's not fun for us to just go on and on about these obvious picks. Carlos Prates is taking them out, guys. Drop your comments. Drop your picks in the comments below, guys. If you're fading or you're following any of these, let us know what you guys are thinking, because we enjoy seeing, everybody else's perspective on who they're going with. But guys, just try to have a good time this weekend. Of course, we always appreciate everybody's support. We apologize we weren't able to get the recap. Sometimes the schedules just don't line up, and especially for that Canada card, it was not worth it enough for me to text him and say, bro, when you get off work, we gotta watch this card together and record a video. After watching that, I was like, okay, guys. Now our audience probably didn't even give a fuck about that card anyways, guys. So we apologize about that, boys. We're gonna be back on the saddle this weekend. We hope you boys have a good time with your friends.
See you, boys.
GCMMA out.